Hello, beautiful people. It is I, Lee, and I am about to make another art piece, wall piece, to be exact. Here's the wood. I already put gesso on it, as you can see here. Yeah, it's been something, a task I may add, to just emphasize that it is difficult being an artist, because I have this thing where, let me go off this really quick. I have this thing where how can I say this? That I want to create a whole bunch of stuff. I have so many ideas running through my head, ripping through it, and I look a mess. So many ideas ripping through my head, yet I don't know, I get tired of waiting. With art, you have to wait. Like, there's certain things that you just have to wait. So while I was doing the putting gesso on the board, you have to wait for it to dry before you can move on to your next step. I even have like a little blower, but if you do it too much with the heat, it'll put bubbles into the paint and blah 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 blah. However, that is a lot. You can't even see through my glasses. That is a lot to handle. And you just sit there and wait. You have to wait. But while I'm getting there and waiting, I'm getting restless and I'm getting tired, because I want things done immediately. So I don't have to get into this space of being restless and tired. But when I'm getting restless and tired, now I want to just lay down and I want to do something like watch TV while I do so. But in my head, I'm like, I have to get this done. I need to get this done so I can move on to the next task. I need to move on to the next thing. And it's been very difficult as an artist, for me personally, because I have so many ideas in my mind. One minute I'm painting, one minute I'm drawing, one minute I want to do stickers, the next minute I'm going to do another table, and it's just a lot. And it's been difficult for me mentally. Not actually physically doing the task, but mentally, it's just like I want a whole bunch of stuff. And most of the time you have to wait for that stuff to get, done. So, yeah. But I will show you guys along the way of me finishing up this wall piece. I put on Instagram exactly, like, for people to vote what I should do. So I have Kirby on my mind. I have the Jolly Roger One Piece wall. I was going to do the Jordan 1, but I already have something with the Jordan 1 on it. I'm going to show you. And look.
That's the end of the game.
I did this.
Your partner is down.
I wish I could have showed you guys.
Okay, I ain't doing that.
I wish I could show you this, but yeah, this is it. Sorry, I have something with the one on it, so I don't know. But yeah, I just show you guys the steps that I'm going to take to finish out this piece here. It is wood. It's plywood 2x2, a 1/4 inch. So yeah, we'll just see where it goes. I want to show you some of my pieces. I'm talking to the audience here.
Oh, you on Twitch?
No.
Oh.
I'm just recording it. So here's a piece.
Okay.
But yeah. And then I got more. And here are my bags. Okay. Yes, this is crazy because I'm pointing the opposite way. What are you about to do? What are you about to do? Hello, beautiful people. Okay, so I'm unsure what to do with the big board that's right here. So I'm creating smaller pieces just in case. So say, for example, if somebody voted on Instagram a piece that, like, it's cool, I do it. make it big, but I'll also have an interest in doing something else, that I make a smaller version of whatever it is that I wanted to do. So yeah, let me just focus on that. So this is the size of the board compared to the actual big board. So this is going to be a wall piece as well, but it's going to be maybe small. Could be considered like a table piece as well, depending on how I want to do it. So I'm doing two of those small pieces and one of the big pieces. This I believe is about the same. So this is like 1/4. Okay. Um, inch. And yeah, I'm just about to gesso it with this good old stuff. Okay. This is just going to turn it white so I can draw on it, and then of course put whatever it is that I want to do, and I'm going to cut it out. Okay. Okay. So let's see about this angle. Yeah. Let's talk about this angle. There we go. It's a little bit better. So you can see me a little bit better. Even though my light is back here, it's whatever. Hopefully you guys can see me a little bit better. Yeah. But let's talk real quick. Oh, I'm actually going to use this to gesso my stuff again. There you go. Booga booga booga. Okay. There to gesso my things, but this is the size block. I was talking to you guys earlier about how patience is a big thing when it comes to art. I mean, you can have chaos and just do whatever, but that's not the type of artist I am. With me, it just takes a little bit of, you know, time. Even though, however, I wish I was an artist that can just do X, Y, Z, because, you know, let's see if I can get you in another angle so you can see just a little bit more about what's going on. Maybe right here, right? Maybe right there. That'll work. Hopefully you guys won't fall. Hopefully you won't fall. But yeah. So yeah, that is the issue that I'm having. So instead of being idle and getting tired already from the art process, I just decided to get some more wood panels and just gesso them, just in case if a situation happens where I want to create more art, I can just do so. Now, with these wood panels, I don't think I actually needed to gesso them. I mean, it'll bring out the paint and the color a little bit better, but it wasn't necessary. However, since I'm waiting for my big piece to dry so I can draw on it, and see what people vote for on Instagram, I think this was a good task to do in between. Okay. This week I was supposed to do a art festival. It's like street art festival type thing, and it got canceled because of the rain. Where I'm living, it is raining every single day. Now it's raining every day, but at a certain time every day. So it's extremely hot in the daytime, and around like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, that's when it starts to storm. And my event was at 6, 6 to 10. And unfortunately, it started storming right before then, and it had severe flooding and all that other jazz. So, unfortunately, it was canceled. Now, I signed up for the next one in August. Where am I? Yeah, in August. So, hopefully, that one doesn't get flooded out, but it is close to the time that I go back to school. So I don't want to be stressed based off of that. So I'm still working as if the art festival was today or tomorrow or something like that, really close. So I won't stress out like I did prior to. Now, I can show you what I was stressing about. I have some of my inventory over there that I can show you guys. I did show you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna show you that video, but I do have my poster and everything else that I did, my rugs. I do have some wall art that is extremely thick, but it's a carpet. Let's see, and I did some totes as well. So let's see. While this, I'm almost done with this. As you can kind of not see, but see at the same time, all I'm doing is just putting some white gesso on it so it can just, look a little bit better when I paint on it. Let me do that really quick. Okay. So, ooh, you come across this way too. This one. And all I'm doing is just coming across. And it's not going to be the best. Now, with gesso, you're supposed to make it even with the wood and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not doing none of that because I'm going to sand it down eventually. Just like the big piece, I have to sand it down at some point. So, yeah. So, while that's doing that, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my art. Okay. Back with the news. It's hard having long hair at that because my hair just touched like the wood panel and it's probably some white stuff on my stuff or whatever. So I have my shop Green Avenue Art and it's under Almost Dope Productions LLC, by the way. Fun fact. I'm trying not to get this messed up with gesso all over it, but here's my little tag here, Green Avenue Art. So the thing with this, right? Let me tell you a story about this. I went, and I should have got footage of it. I went to Office Depot to get this printed out. Now, I ordered it online the night before. So early in the morning, mine would be the first one that should get done. I get that order, excited about it, and then I decided to go to practice. We have a basketball camp that we're doing this summer. So we go to practice. We get out around like 2 o'clock. Well, 1 o'clock. We get out around like 1 o'clock and get over there by like maybe close to 2. Once we get to Office Depot, I get my print and it looks horrible. It looks terrible. And I should have recorded it because, why not? But not thinking about it, I immediately was like, showed Cam and he was like, what's wrong with it? And you don't like it? No, I don't like it. Because why? The black ink is non-existent. So what I just showed you guys, there's black ink on it. There's a black outline, you guys. Even the avenue of it all. You see that? Black. You see that? Black. The outline, black. Everything mostly is black. Was non-existent. It was like they ran out of ink. And I said, do you not see that? It looks like they ran out of ink. And he was like, oh, I don't know. Okay. So I go back in and show them, like, hey, did you guys run out of ink or something? And it's this beautiful young lady. Thankful for her because clearly she's the manager. She's been running that place for a good minute. And everybody's like trying to get her attention to do whatever it is that they need her to do. And so she was like, oh my God. And she called over the person that actually printed out my work. And she was like, do you see something wrong with this? And he was like, I'm just staring at it. I don't. And she said, the ink, there's no black outline. And he was like, oh, excuse me. I see now that you pointed it out to me. And I'm like, we all could have saw that. Like, I wish I could have showed you guys, but we all seen it. Like, huh? And even though Cam said, what's wrong with it? Come on, you guys. Come on. You know when your printer runs out of ink. You know when it runs out of ink. Okay? And so she was like, I am so sorry. If you can come back in an hour, I get your print done, blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay. Right. Now, by the time, I'm already exhausted. I need to take a shower because I just came from practice all the way back to Office Depot to pick up something really quick to get back to the house to shower and eat. But I was like, all right, fine, that's perfectly fine. I just need it done, right? So I get back to the place maybe 2 hours, because I decided to shower, eat, rest, and have quality time. I get there, and they didn't print it out yet. The lines are long, huh? When people are trying to print out 3 pages of paper, and then somebody's trying to print out 10 of their class yearbooks of 100 pages. So I'm just standing there, and if you know me, you know me. When I'm irritated, I look like I'm about to beat you with a belt. I look like my mother. So I'm in, like, arms folded, like, are you serious? Get it together. And the girl's like, okay, did you print it out yet? And the person was like, no. I was gonna print it out after I do this person's stuff. Girl, you told me an hour. It's 2 hours now. It's 2 hours. So the girl that was actually, who told me, the manager was like, you know what, come back in an hour. She decided like to do everything. She got the lady with the 100 page yearbook. She wanted 10 copies. She got that running. Then she got my print running and was like, all right. And then it was another lady who skipped somebody and was like, a girl was just here helping me, and then you told her to go to the back, and she's not here, so I need help. And she's like, ma'am, you have to wait in line. But she helped her anyway. It was like, all right, yeah. So finally, I got that print. So all well, it's good. Then again, I created this board. So I use Adobe Photoshop to create this board. And as you can see, I bought this wooden panel from Dollar Tree. So I bought the wooden panel that has a string on it from Dollar Tree, and I just hot glued it on my board right here. Okay, and I just used sticky sheets to make sure it could hang up like on the sign and all that good stuff. So yeah, this is my board, and I actually got this idea from somebody on YouTube. Her name is Megan. So thank you, Megan. Then I made totes. Now with my totes, I was having stress. It was a deal at Michael's for these totes. A deal. And so I decided to do my artwork on it. Like some old artwork that I had, which is Doug. I love Doug as a child. And then I just made up a stamp. So I used screen printing and made the stamp. I would bring it over to you, but again, the white boards are right here, still wet. Okay? And so that's one of my totes that I have. Lord. That I was going to take out there to the show. And then I have another tote of my artwork. And then I have a whole bunch of bags that I got from Dollar Tree to save money. But the thing with my screen printing too, like I use a Cricut machine because I don't have the emotion to just regularly burn it into the screen. So I have to use a Cricut machine to actually use like the vinyl, cut that vinyl out, then put it on the screen, and then actually use it and screen print it that way. So the first time I did it, perfection. Perfect. Okay, I may have a little ink splat here, but that's part of the art. That's part of creativity here, baby. But yes, oh, this is not one of the perfect ones, but still, this is the artwork that I did, right? After this first one, everything else went downhill. It may have had like maybe a splotch here, it barely showed up or something like that, and it's all because I was using vinyl. Once the vinyl gets wet and it's not like burned in the screen, and we can't burn the screens. And I'm gonna tell you how I found out. Okay, so yes, those are my totes, and then I try to do it up here to make it like my own packaging and stuff like that. But then of course the ink and burn through the screen. So let me show you really quick. So here it is. Here's the vinyl, okay? And as you, I don't know if you can see it that close, but there's bubbles right here. Once the vinyl gets wet in between that sticky part of the vinyl, it doesn't stay, and the ink can just splat on out. But I didn't have that issue. I had an issue with once you did it, it clogged up. It clogged up, so the ink couldn't get through of the actual artwork. But yes, and I should have recorded how to do this. I need support, you guys. Remind me to do stuff like that. After that, of course, I have my little carpets. This is a wall rug that you can put on your wall. Here's another wall unit rug. It's very soft and nice, and as you can see on the back, you can put it on your wall and just hang it up that way. So yeah. And then of course you saw my other rugs that I normally have. And then I also did a stitch table. I'll probably insert a picture of that, of the stitch table. But other than that, oh yeah, I did stickers. But of course I have my oldies but goodies stickers here, if you guys can see it. My Rocko's Modern Life stickers, because I love Rocko Modern Life. And then I made raffle tickets. All this stuff right here I could have recorded of me doing, but you know, once I'm in there, I'm in there. And then I have my Noodle. I don't know if you can see Noodle. Okay. Then I have my little MTV stickers, because that was a big part of my life. And then I have my 2D sticker, you know. And then I have more stickers. I have like my Martin stickers somewhere, but the Martin stickers just would not come out correctly. Like they just would not do what I needed them to do. They like curved and like it was just terrible. And then I have these little coffee mug. Is that what they call? Not coffee mugs. What is it?
Coasters.
Coasters. Yes, I have my little coasters, right? And I personally don't like this coaster, but you know,
It's good.
We gotta make more coasters.
It's great. It's great.
Can't say it's great, but you know, I have my little insecurities. However, remember I was telling you guys you can't burn the screen, so I cleaned it off to make sure that finally I can, you know, use it again, because the screen is like just clogged. But unfortunately, I used this. So this is a heat gun, okay? And the heat gun is supposed to take the bubbles out of the resin that I use on the table. But unfortunately, I used it too close and it burnt the screen. So now I have to start all over with the vinyl. And the vinyl took me forever to like pluck out and make sure I use transfer tape and all this other stuff. It was a task amongst a task, okay? So yeah, all that was a lot. However, I also created something pretty cool. Oh, I forgot to show you guys my other ones. So these are the other rugs that I have. No need to take them all out, but I made a Pac-Man rugs. See that? So cute, isn't it? Or you could do it this way. And these you can put on the wall, or you could just have at your desk or something. Something cute. Something light. Something unique. Okay? So now that my gesso has finished drying, I'm going to go on Instagram and see what people voted for. And then I'm going to start drawing, regardless of the fact. Maybe only one person voted, that one person will get whatever it is that's supposed to be the wall unit, and I do the smaller ones up here. But I'll be right back. Okay, around this time, I am cutting out the board to shape as the logo. It took me maybe about 10 minutes to cut it all the way through. I'm fast forwarding it just so you guys can see, but it took me 10 minutes, I would say. Maybe a little bit less, because this time I knew how to actually use my jigsaw. And plus the board wasn't as thick. It was 1/4 inch, a 2x2. So it made it very simple for me to cut through, but it just took a little bit longer due to the fact of, like, I was cutting the shapes outside of it, and then also just going around it just to clean it up a little bit more. And here it is. Here's the shape of the piece. With this, I decided to take out my sander. Whoa, look at all that dust. I decided to take out my sander to sand down the edges and on top of the board where it was splinting just a little bit. So that's what I'm doing now. My sander has a lot of resin residue in it. So all that white stuff, that's exactly what it is. It's from the resin from the last piece that I did. And it was best to wear a mask when you are sanding and also cutting down wood. As you can see, it's everywhere. And it's floating particles everywhere. So it's best just to make sure you have a mask. But I sanded it. And now I'm over here painting the piece. Finally, I wiped down what was left on it. I'm connecting my colors. I make sure I put my letters on it to make sure I remember what is what colors go where. And I'm just taking my time in detail. So this is just going to be like a quick, montage of me painting and getting through the piece. So I wanted to come in and let you guys know that I'm using a black acrylic marker. So this is the Deco color, and it's extremely great. Like, I wish I had more of the colors. It's just acrylic paint in a marker. It's not like your standard marker, but it's actually paint inside of it. It's really cool. I love it. It helps me get the colors in perfectly, like the black outline perfectly, instead of struggling with paint. But yeah, it is really great. I also made a mistake and had my heat gun so close to the board that it kind of like changed a little bit of the pink color to it. So you can kind of see it's a little splotchy, but other than that, everything was going fine. I look a mess, but I am officially done. It's 11:57, 12:02, according to my microwave time. Let's look. Now this is the piece that I officially finished. It's right here. It's officially done. Let me see if I can hold you guys a different way. Okay, yeah, here you go. Here's the piece. The piece is officially completed. So yeah. I have to put some resin on it, but other than that, it's done. all in one day to work. But yeah, on to the next activity. I don't know exactly what it is, and I forgot to show you guys this too. I have a whole bunch of here's my prices, but I have a whole bunch of prints. They're just scattered all over the table. Prints are all over the table everywhere. But yeah, I'll show you guys that too. And this is also something that I made. So yeah.